It is the 8th of February, and it's Ralf Little's birthday. Ralf Little is an English actor, writer, and narrator, best known for his roles in popular television series such as The Royle Family. He was born in Bury and attended Bolton School. In 1998, he left the University of Manchester Medical School to concentrate on his acting career. His big break came with the role of Anthony Royle in the BBC sitcom The Royle Family. He's appeared in numerous other television shows and films, including 2 Pints of Lager and a Packet of Crisps, Mount Pleasant, and Death in Paradise. In 2001, he played a young George Harrison in the play Presents about the Beatles' Hamburg days. Happy birthday, Ralph. February 9th, 1907, the United Procession of Women, also known as the Mud March. It was a key event in the women's suffrage movement in Britain. The march got its nickname Mud March due to the muddy conditions caused by rain on the day of the demonstration. It was organized by the National Union of Women's Suffrage Society and started from Hyde Park Corner to the Strand in London. Over 3,000 women from different classes and backgrounds participated in the march, showing their united support for women's suffrage. Although the Women's Social and Political Union led by Emmeline Pankhurst was not officially represented, many of its members, including her daughter Christabel Pankhurst, participated. The march demonstrated the widespread support for women's suffrage and influenced the future tactics of the movement. It also set the stage for events such as Women's Sunday, which was organized by the WSPU and attracted up to 500,000 people. The Mud March remains a symbol of the bravery and determination of the women's suffrage movement. 10th of February, 1840, Queen Victoria marries her cousin Albert of Saxe-Coburg. There is no shortage of Albert memorials in Manchester, Albert Square being the most notable, a public square created in the 1860s as a space for the Albert Memorial. The square is dominated by the Manchester Town Hall. In the late 1840s, Prince Albert's charitable efforts, which focused on providing education and housing for the less fortunate, brought about a change in the public's perception and boosted the royal family's popularity. Prince Albert had a strong connection to Manchester. In May 1857, he arrived in Manchester 1 month before the Queen to open the Art Treasures exhibition. He also inaugurated one of the first portrait statues to be erected of Queen Victoria during her reign. The statue of the Prince Consort in Albert Square by Matthew Noble was enclosed in a temple created by Thomas Worthington, which was publicly funded, showing just how much Prince Albert meant to Manchester. February 11th, 1934, David Conrad Taylor, a British veterinary surgeon born in Rochdale, Lancashire. He was a world-renowned expert in zoo and wildlife medicine, with a specialization in marine mammal medicine. He worked with zoos and wild animals from 1957. Taylor worked for zoos all over the world, including Chester Zoo, London Zoo, and the now-closed Bellevue Zoological Gardens in Manchester. He was the first veterinary surgeon in the UK to use a dart gun and trial newer immobilizing drugs for large animals. He was known for his inventive and unusual treatments, including successfully treating a hemorrhaging killer whale by feeding it black pudding. From 1983 to 1988, David Taylor was a regular guest on the Saturday morning children's show Number 73. He often brought exotic animals to the show. Taylor also co-hosted a program on children's ITV, Talking Animal, which focused on a different animal in each episode. February 12, 1963, the Beatles performed at the Astoria Ballroom in Oldham, Lancashire. This was the day after recording 10 of the songs that would appear on their debut album, Please Please Me. John Lennon had strained his voice recording Twist and Shout and was still suffering from a cold, but he took to the stage with Paul McCartney and George Harrison taking on the bulk of the singing. The enthusiastic audience helped mask any deficiencies as the band experienced the outbreak of Beatlemania. The Astoria Ballroom was situated on King Street and seated 1,842 people, but it was only able to hold 800 fans on this history-making night. The crowd rushed the stage, causing one woman's dress to be ripped in the melee as the Beatles performed their hits Love Me Do and Please Please Me. The Beatles had a special relationship with Manchester and played at least 16 gigs there. Many of their early and indeed their first TV and cinema appearances were shot in Manchester. February 13th, 1956, Peter Hook, born in Salford, best known as bassist and co-founder of those post-punk rock bands Joy Division and New Order. Inspired by that performance by the Sex Pistols in Manchester on June 4th, 1976. Recognized as one of the most significant events of all time, along with those iconic events such as Woodstock and Live Aid. Following the death of Joy Division's lead singer Ian Curtis in 1980, the band reformed as New Order, with Hook playing bass until 2007. Hook has also recorded albums with Revenge, Monaco, and Freebase, serving as bassist, keyboardist, and lead vocalist. Hook's use of the bass as a lead instrument with a heavy chorus effect became his signature sound. He is currently the lead singer and bassist for Peter Hook and the Light. Hook has also worked as a producer for bands such as the Inspiral Carpets and the Stone Roses. On Valentine's Day 1990, Voyager 1 took an iconic photo known as the pale blue dot, showing Earth as a small speck from 3.7 billion miles away. Launched in 1977, Voyager explored the outer reaches of our solar system and captured images of Jupiter, Saturn, and Neptune, the family portrait of the planets. The golden record and aluminum plaque included on Voyager is intended as a message to any extraterrestrial life forms who might find the spacecraft. The aluminum plaque has a depiction of a man and woman and directions on how to find us. Not too sure about that one. I hope it's the friendly aliens that find it. The record features a diverse collection of music, including Chuck Berry's Johnny B. Good and the Beatles' Here Comes the Sun, sounds of nature, and spoken greetings in multiple languages. The plaque and the disc were proposed by Eric Burgess, born and raised in Stockport, Cheshire in 1920.